Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is Monday painting video. What's Monday painting video? Well, it's models for my pile of shame. Every weekly Wednesday I show you a heap of models there that I've put together on camera and off camera, and you guys vote on which one you want me to paint on Monday's video. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. What model won the vote on last weekly Wednesday? There was 2 votes cast. Unfortunately, there's only 2 votes again, both for the Slaaneshi dude. Now, there's 2 Slaaneshi heroes there, but I presume that you guys mean this one. Okay, there's a Slaaneshi dude, but he has a fly face and fly arms. But he does have, if I can get in there, a Slaaneshi symbol on his chest there and on his blade. So I presume it's him and not the other guy with the claw. If it is the other guy with the claw, then I do apologise, guys, I got the wrong one. But the other guy's riding a big demonic steed, so I just presumed it would be this guy. Now, before I set the wet palette up, I'm going to use quite a lot of old colours, or try to use old colours. Obviously, I've got Richie Buter armour, okay, so for gold effects. I have some lead belcher base for metal work. I've got the usual Screaming Skull and some white scars. Now, the Screaming Skull and white scars, I may not use them, but they're just in case. I have Mithril Silver, I'm thinking for dry brushing silver work. I have Leech Purple, which is a very old paint. Paints get even older. I've got this paint here as well, which is from Miniature Paints. So I don't know even what the colour's called, but it's a nice, whatever that's meant to be, I don't know, but it's a nice pink colour. I have some Dwarf Flesh, look how old that pot is. I'm thinking maybe for fleshy areas, then I don't know. Hawk Turquoise, which is an amazing colour. Some turquoise glaze and some purple glaze. Now, these 3 I may not use. Okay, I'm not sure yet. But what I'm going to do is set the palette up with the colours I definitely know I'm going to use, the wet palette, and then I'm going to come back and start working away. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do, is show you this. Look how vibrant that pink is. It's very, very vibrant. I don't think, it's not like a layer paint, so it's not going to dull down. It should stay that colour. So first thing I'm going to do is start with some silver. The lead belcher, sorry. I'm going to get some silver on some of the weapons. Or the weapon, shall I say. Using the shitty brush at the moment because I'll do as much base colouring as I can before I have to go on to the more detailed parts. So I'm knocking the camera. Here's where it's a plate armour. So I'm just going to gently dry brush over the top of the plate armour with the silver. It's a classic way of doing Chaos Warriors, is just to dry brush silver over and then just trim off other colours with whatever colours you're doing them. Very, very easy, very simple. You can see that effect. Very, very simple. Just dry brushing a bit of lead belcher silver over the metallic areas. Next I've got the dwarven flesh, and I am just going to just run it over all the tentacles. I am still using a sheet brush, but I'm trying to be as careful as I can. I don't want a perfect coverage, I just want a basic coverage. I drop in the middle, leave that to dry for a few minutes. Right, I've switched to a good brush. I'm going in with some Richie Beauty-Rama. I'm going to pick out the Senesi symbols. Just come in so you can see what I'm doing. Just all the stuff on the belt there. And the bits on the sword. So I'm just using the tiniest amount of it, of the Richie Beauty-Rama. Sort of just picked up a bit too much on the brush there. I'm sort of just dry brushing it on. Well, I'm not dry brushing it on, I'm sort of just gently brushing it on just to catch the raised areas of it. Just going to do the bone on his chest there. It's not bone, it's a little raised bit that comes down. And a little patch there that I left. Now I'm going to switch to some Screaming Skull and to get the face done with this Screaming Skull. Literally just going to paint the whole face. Screaming Skull is a layer paint, so don't panic it, go on bright and dull itself down. I want to get a nice light colour on the face, so I can then come over with one of these other amazing colours and just really wash it down a bit and just, I don't know how it's going to look. I'm actually going to do the hair as well, because I want to come in with a few crazy ideas. I'm actually following it down the way it's supposed to, the way the hair, the model sculpt, because when I come in for other colours, I'll be able to dry brush the opposite way and wash it down with something. When I say wash it down, I'm not talking about a shade, I'm talking about how taking a normal colour, maybe one of the purple glaze or the turquoise, whatever, I'm not sure, and then just watering that down a little bit and just going that way with it to make it a top wash. Let's get a bit more on top of that head. And a little bit of gold there, looks greeny, but it's not green, it's actual gold. I'm now going with some of the, what's the leech purple, is it? Did I say it was? Yeah, leech purple. I'm going to get his glove. It's one thing with these older models. They always had really bright, vibrant coloured gloves for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. I think it might have been the era that they were actually made, because it was all like heavy metal and punk and all that sort of stuff. So all the models were always painted with vibrant coloured gloves. Now we're going to go with the actually, what we're going to go with now, I'm actually going to go with some White Scars White. I'm going to paint the robe cloth in front of him. Maybe I should have done that first, I don't know. But it's an amazing idea. Because I know how Hawk turquoise works. So you want to put on a bright base colour, shall I say. But to be honest, that could be better already. The dwarf on colour on there looks nice, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to go with that. We're going to go a bit further. So that could be better already as it is now. I'm actually going to go with actually going to do a bit of silver actually. The silver back to the lead belcher just to paint this bit on top of his top knot. Now I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute. See, just get that little once over. I'm going to leave that to dry now, and I'm going to come back to it and just take it to the next level. Well, I'm going to take it to the next level now. Go with purple glaze. This is a very old colour. I don't know if it's still viable or if it's going to come out nice the way I want it. take it straight from the lid, and I'm brushing it all over the skin. Back to the sheet brush again. Not being gentle with it, not being sparing. Just get as much on there as possible. It looks like now. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Then we're going to go with turquoise glaze. Again, the same thing. Look at the colour. It's amazing, isn't it? I don't know if this is going to work well or it's going to look a mess. I don't know. We're going to go for it on the hair. Now we're going to go to Hawk Turquoise, which is actually on the wet palette, which is a different colour. I'll show you the pot now. That's Hawk Turquoise, that's turquoise glaze. There is a clear difference in there. Yeah, that's more of a wash type thing, and that's a glaze, and that's just a proper paint. So I'm going to switch back to the good brush. Get some Hawk Turquoise. Now I know how this works, so I've used this colour before. It sort of works in the same sort of way as a contrast paint, in the fact that it will collect in some areas and stay really dark. Look at that already, you can already see how amazing that is. Let's get this. I'm actually going to go on his face. This is probably the best part where it's going to really pop off really well. Make sure I get all of that Screaming Skull, I think it was, I put on there. I can already see the front of him looks quite bright and the back of him looks quite... This is actually a good colour, looking at it. Now, for Horus Heresy, Thousand Sons, or not Thousand Sons, Emperor's Children, or I can't exactly remember. I've been looking at all the how to paint the Horus Heresy the legions on Medieval Hobbies, and I can't remember which one the turquoise would go with. So if you do know, chuck a comment below and let me know. Now, what we're going to do now, I'm actually going to leave those three colours to dry for a minute. Right, now I'm going to come in with some Mithril Silver and dry brush the armour. This Mithril Silver is very watered down for some bizarre reason. It's not a big issue. You can already see the shoulder pad here. Sort this leg out. See, let's do the back end. See the legs. I'm going to do this leg here. It's a massive difference between the two. And I'm going to dry brush the blade but I'm starting from the top of the blade and going down to just the top, so I'm sort of edge highlight at the same time really. Now I've done that, I'm going to go with that vibrant pink. Everyone's probably going, I want to see that colour, I want to see that colour. And what I'm going to do with that is, to start with, I'm just going to dry brush the glove. Okay. And then a little bit on the dry brush that glove. I'm going to dry brush some on here. This is still a little bit wet here and there, so it's just sort of wet blending it nicely. I mean, that little bit in the middle, that looks absolutely amazing. Even the glove looks nice. So maybe get a little bit on the tip there. Now I'm going to switch to some whites. No, actually, the face is still wet. I'm going to leave it to dry for a little bit, a couple of minutes. But here's how that pink looks. Look, it's absolutely fantastic. But anyway, leave that dry for a minute. Right, so as you can see, look how great that face looks. See where it looks really dark? That's not actually wet. It just looks really darkened. To say, it sort of acts like a bit like a contrast paint in that sort of respect. Look at the cloak, the robe in front of him. Absolutely amazing. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go back to the old sheet brush. I'm going to get some White Scars White, and I'm going to dry brush his arm, his hair. Start with his hair. Give it a quick dry brush over. His arm. Just along the joints there. Don't panic, because the White Scars is a loud paint, so it will dull down. Give this a quick little once over, and his face. Get a bit eager off camera again, sorry. There, I'm just being silly, it's getting a bit excited with stuff now. I'm just dry brushing the whole of his, not the whole of his armour, just bits and pieces of the armour here and there. Giving it a little. There's one last thing to do, which is optional. I'm sort of getting into the hang of doing it, so I said I might as well do it. And that is some nun oil. Not a lot. I just want to put a little bit on his blade, just to dye it down a little bit. I want to go in here, so along there like that. That's all I want to do in the actual blade part itself. Chuck a little bit on the handle, why not? So, he is done. Nice and easy. Quite a quick paint, which is nice. I like that when I'm up to my eyeballs in other stuff that needs to be done. Thank you for voting, guys. This model's actually been very nice to paint. I've enjoyed painting him. I've enjoyed, you know, experimenting with some of these older colours. So if you've enjoyed this video, found it helpful in any way, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I've just touched on none, didn't I? Of course I did. I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures. Guys, until next time, take it easy.